Let the walls fall, let the shadows disappear. Let our story start from this moment here.
Well, hi guys, it's Greg again. I've got a very sad story to tell you, a mystery. It's going through the all around the world. This story is everywhere. It's happened in Comanche, Oklahoma, in the United States. It's the death of Noah Presgrove. So let's get to it. Right, so Noah Presgrove was a 19-year-old young man, very good-looking young man. According to his friends and family, he was a very kind and generous human being. Great smile, loved everyone in his family. He would apparently do anything for you. So this guy was a good kid. But let's talk about the start. We're going to talk about a 19-year-old kid that there are no answers to why he was found the way he was found. He was found 35 minutes away from where he was, on the side of a road, covered with some tarp or blanket. He was in a fetal position. He was naked, and he had different shoes on different feet, okay? And the shorts that he was wearing was only 2 feet away from him on the gravel. So this is on the side of a road. A truck driver came along, I believe at 6 in the morning, and found the body, reported it straight to police. And then the autopsy said they can't find the cause of death, and they believed he died at about 4 a.m. The lead up to Noah's story is that he was at a 4-day party on a massive property. It was a 22-year-old girl having her birthday party, and there was a lot of drinking going on. So there was a lot of underage drinking going on. There was no drugs found in his body, just alcohol. There is footage of it, which I'll show you in a second.
These are the haunting last moments of 19-year-old Noah Presgrove, just hours before he was mysteriously found naked and dead on a lonely highway. The teen was last seen alive at a wild 4-day party, which was heavily documented on social media on Labor Day weekend while drunkenly celebrating the end of summer. Noah had graduated from Comanche High School just a few months earlier and was planning to join the military. Mystery still surrounds the case months later, as family don't even know how he died and have complained his friends all claim to have no idea what happened to him and how he was wearing only his shoes when his body was discovered. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation has released almost no details about the case, and the Oklahoma Highway Patrol refused to provide any details to maintain the integrity of the investigation, leaving Noah's family in the dark since last year.
So what happened was, as you can see in the footage, they were writing stuff on his body. They were all drunk. They were playing games. They were playing, what is that, ping pong drinking game or whatever. But then he got into his friends, his best friend, Jack, I believe his name is. He's four-wheel drive and with a couple of other blokes. And anyway, they took off and he rolled it. Anyway, they came back and he only had a couple of scratches on him. So no one was hurt and they partied on. But halfway, when he got back, he was actually covered in mud. So 2 of the girls took him into the shower and they washed him down. So all the writing that they put on, a lot of it had come off. And then a friend of his gave him a pair of black shorts, and then for some reason he wore on one foot an Adidas shoe, on the other one was a slip-on shoe, one of those already laced up shoes, but it was a slip-on. And that was when they found the body. He still had them shoes on, but nothing else. So after all this, he was drinking more. He had a fight with his girlfriend, and then I think it was about 1 in the morning, he just took off on foot, just wearing these two different shoes, a pair of black shorts, and that was it. And he took off walking. And that was it. No one saw him. However, yeah, his body was found by a truck driver 6 in the morning, and it was 35 minutes away from where the party was. And it was in the wrong direction. He lived that way, but his body was found that way on Highway 81. So when they did the autopsy, they found a lot of abrasions from his waist up. Some of the abrasions could have been from the accident, what he was doing that night, but there were scrapes all down his back with some black markings on it, which they haven't identified yet. They don't know if it was a hit and run. They do not believe it was a hit and run at all. He had a piece of the skin missing from the back where you can see his skull. There was only a small puddle of blood next to him. So that kind of, especially on the head, that bleeds a lot. So there should have been more blood. Some of his teeth were knocked out, and his teeth were found next to his body. And yeah, it was just a bizarre case. There was no skid marks of a car. If a vehicle or truck had hit him, why was his shorts off 2 feet away from him, but his shoes were still on his feet? That would have been the first things to come off. And plus, he would have had a lot of damage from the waist down. He would have had fractures through his legs. He would have had tie marks. His pelvic would have been crushed. So it definitely, and by the way, there was no car bits or anything on the road either. So now they're looking at, was he killed somewhere else and his body left there? They've put his body there and just put his stuff around. Local police have completely messed up this investigation because his clothes that he left at the party, they never took them. The clothes that, the shorts that were 2 feet away from him and his shoes and all that were given back to his father for some reason. They weren't his, but they were given to his father, and his father then gave them to some of the kids that were at the party for like souvenirs to remember your friend by, which is very bizarre. So the police never did investigation on these clothes. The guy that got the shorts, he eventually brought them to the police and said, look, this is his shorts, but they don't know if he'd worn them, if it's got his DNA on them, if they've been washed, who knows. The other funny thing is that all the Snapchat and all the videos that were actually filmed from all the other party goers, they all deleted them, which is very, very strange. And then they found out that 2 of the party goers, their mobile phones actually pinged right near where his body was found. Now, there's been no arrests. They never searched the house. They did not do any DNA on any of the clothing or his clothing that was left at this party house. The people that own the house have never been arrested, especially on underage drinking fines. The people that own the house own a lot of property in that area, so you can make up your mind on why they weren't investigated. But the whole thing is just a mystery. And when I saw this morning, it intrigued me, because this poor 19-year-old kid should not be dead. There's this whole mystery around it, and I really hope they solve it. I don't like how they're investigating it. I do not like any of the things, why the clothes weren't, taken in as evidence, why his father gave him away as, presents. Like, I remember your friend, his shorts that were next to his body. There's just a lot of wrong things happening here, and this poor kid's dead. So I hope they find, it's definitely a criminal. This is criminal. I do hope they find what happened to him so he can rest in peace. I really do. I pray for that. But anyway, that's the story today. And yeah, Noah, please rest in peace, my friend. And we will find out what happened to you. So after that, I'm going to say bye for now. and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.
When the forces fall, will a silent you bring me home? When the winter's alive, when the forces form in me, I'll offset your tomb and pull you from the sea.